What's up guys, I'm Newbie Dave and welcome to the Weekend Update. Let's get started. How's it going y'all? I hope y'all are having a great weekend. So I am really excited about today's episode. This is something I've been looking forward to for quite a while now and just haven't really found the time to, because what I have in mind is it's not really a long, complicated build, it's just longer than a weekend update, but it is something that I need to do today before we can go take on the dragon. So as you know, we've been getting ready for the dragon fight, and we're just about good to go. We've got some really powerful tools and weapons, got some really good enchanted netherite armor. Everything's ready except for one thing that I just completely forgot about, my bow. So I haven't really been using a bow this series, and I don't really have a good powerful enchanted bow. Now if you want to get a good bow, obviously there's only one thing that you can do, and that's go fishing. No, seriously, so that's not the only way, but that is how we're going to get a good bow today. So when you go fishing, you can actually get some really good equipment, some nice enchanted bows. You can get some enchanted books with some really good enchantments on them. And I tend to find better enchanted bows from fishing than I can get from actually enchanting them on my own. Now fishing can be kind of boring, and so what I'm actually going to work on today is setting up a quick and easy AFK fish farm. So the reason I've been putting this build off for so long is because I actually want to do something kind of nice. I want to have like a little fishing cabin on a pond somewhere. Something that looks nice and is cozy and safe and protected. And I don't have time to do that this weekend since it's just a quick weekend update. But I do want to go ahead and set up an AFK fish farm and get started with it so that we can get a good bow and some good enchanted books to help us get ready for the dragon fight. Now what I love about this AFK fish farm is it is very quick and easy to build. And it's really kind of a quick build that you can really do anywhere. And so you don't have to build like this big elaborate structure like we did for the iron farm or the phantom trap. You can kind of take these materials with you as you travel and explore and just kind of set up an AFK fish farm wherever you go. And so the materials that we're going to need are here in my ender chest. We just need a couple of chests, some hoppers, some tripwire hooks, string, redstone torch, redstone, and then some building blocks and an iron trapdoor. That's really it. Now we want a good place to build this thing, and it needs to be somewhere safe, because the idea is to leave it running and you can just walk away. You can go to work, take a nap, go watch a show or something and not really worry about it. And so you don't want a creeper or a zombie coming up and attacking you while you're away from your keyboard. And so it needs to be somewhere safe. And I want to kind of build it underground since I'm just going to do something quick. And my original plan for this was actually to build it in that little hill back there, over where I had originally dug out that little sort of safety cave for my crop farm really early on in the series. But now I built the tower on top, and in order for this build to work efficiently, you need to have empty space above it. So I don't think that's going to work anymore. I also thought about putting it in my little cave over there by my starter hill, since I've already got the cave dug out, but that would require digging up into the top of the hill, which is where I like to do my outros, and I don't really want to kind of mess with that area. So I need to find somewhere else. You know what? I think I might actually put it under my house. So I've got this little sort of garden area in the back that's fenced in, and it's well lit, so no mobs should spawn inside here. And no mob should be able to get into it because of the fence posts. So yeah, I could dig down right here, and this could be my sort of ventilation shaft to the sky so that the fishing works more efficiently. And then from inside my house, I think I'll dig down and kind of have a ladder that goes down into like a basement in the back of the house to get down to the fishing area. I think that'll look really good. So let me move my end chest somewhere out of the way for now. And I think, yeah, I'll do a little ladder that goes down here. Yeah, I think this will be good. So let me dig down underneath and start digging this area out. Alright, so I've got a little area dug out down here, and I've got a ladder that will take me back up into my house. So completely safe access to this little room. And this is exactly why you want to have it open to the sky. If it is raining on the square that your bobber is on, it actually decreases the time it takes for you to catch something. So it's going to make this thing even more efficient to have it open to the sky. Even if it's not raining on it, just having it open to the sky is going to make it more efficient. Whereas if you block it off, it's going to increase the amount of time it takes to catch something. So this is our magic block right here where the rain is falling. That's where we want to do the actual fishing. So this build is pretty quick and easy. All we're going to do is just dig down 2 blocks right there. And at the very bottom, we'll put a double chest. Okay, and then behind that chest, whoops, we're going to dig down 2 more. And behind the chest, you know, I built that thing the wrong way. It doesn't actually matter which direction the chest is facing. I just like my chest to be facing the direction that you're planning on opening it. So yeah, I want it to open that way, just personal preference. It doesn't actually make a difference on the build. So behind that, you're going to place a hopper going into the chest. So make sure that the little nub at the bottom is going into the chest. If you want to test it, just throw something into the hopper and it should pick up in the chest. And then for our second hopper, we're going to place it directly on the chest like that. So anything that goes into either of these hoppers should end up going to the chest, and the chest is open on this side so we can get into it. Now I need to dig out a little bit more on this side. Alright, so now that we've got all that in place, we're going to come to this back opening that has the hopper at the bottom, and we're going to come out 2 blocks on either side like that, and just place any sort of block you want. And then we're going to place another block on top of those. I'm going to use a block that really stands out just because we're going to be putting some tripwire hooks on these top ones. And anytime you have some sort of redstone device on a block, it's good to use a type of block that kind of stands out or says, hey, don't break this because you're going to break something else if it breaks. So tripwire hooks on the upper blocks there, and then connect them with a piece of string. So now, anytime anything touches the string, it's going to cause the tripwire hooks to go down, which will send a redstone signal through the circuit that we're going to build. So now let's go around to the back of this thing, and on the back of the block on this side, I'm going to put a redstone torch. Below that, put some redstone dust, and then put another block next to the redstone dust. Alright, almost done. So we're going to put a trapdoor on the ground there. If you trip the tripwire hook, you should see the trapdoor goes down, and when it's not tripped, the trapdoor goes back up. And then finally, we're going to put a water bucket on that block. Now again, because of how water physics work in Minecraft, because there's an opening right in front of that source block, the water is just going to flow right down into that opening, and it's not going to spill out anywhere else. And that's really it for this circuit. So let's build the fishing pole, and we'll see how this works. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your fishing pole, you're going to stand right in front of this hopper, and aim at the bottom of that back block. And when you cast your fishing rod, your bobber is going to flow forward into the block in front of or under the tripwire, and the bobber is actually going to trip that the tripwire hooks. Now when you catch something like that, it's going to pull the bobber down, which releases the tripwire hooks, and then you can just use your fishing rod, and it causes you to catch whatever was on the hook. Now the 2 hoppers here will actually collect the fish or treasure that you fished up, and it goes right down into the chest, and you can just keep doing this over and over again. Now you're probably asking, what's with all the tripwires and the redstone devices and the trapdoor? Like, why did we build this big fancy elaborate thing just to be able to catch stuff? And the reason is because we want this to be an automatic AFK fish farm, which means that you can just start this thing and then walk away, and it will just continue fishing on its own. And in order to do that, I'm going to use an auto clicker. If you don't want to use an auto clicker or can't use an auto clicker, you can just leave this thing running and just keep clicking on your own as you, I don't know, watch TV or read a book or something. And because of the trapdoor in the back, let me show you how fishing normally works. Alright, so normally when you're fishing, if you use the fishing rod again while the lure is in the water, you're just going to pull it in, whether you've caught something or not. And so if you just sit here and keep clicking, you're just going to end up fishing and pulling in the bobber over and over without actually catching anything. What this device does is the trap door actually breaks that fishing mechanic. So as long as the trap door is down, when you click on it, the game thinks that you're actually trying to click on the trap door to open and close it. But iron trap doors can't be opened and closed by clicking on them. They can only be opened and closed with a redstone circuit. So what happens is when the fishing bobber hits the tripwire hook, it lowers the trap door so that as you start clicking, you're clicking on the trap door, which causes you to not pull in the lure. But then as soon as you catch something, then the bobber goes down, the trap door goes up, and now when you click, you pull in your treasure. And then you click again, you cast the bobber, and all the clicks in between really don't matter. So that's what makes this an AFK fish farm, is you can just point in one spot and just keep clicking over and over and over again, and the game is just going to fish, and you're going to collect so much loot. Alright, so you can already see we've already caught an enchanted bow. This one's kind of worthless because it just has a curse of vanishing, which does us no good. But you're also going to get a lot of fish, you'll get saddles, name tags, enchanted books, all sorts of useful loot this way, including some enchanted fishing rods. Yes, you can enchant fishing rods. You can enchant them with the lure enchantment, which decreases how much time it takes to catch something. You can enchant them with unbreaking, which makes them last longer, with mending, but most of all, you can enchant them with luck of the sea, which is going to increase the chance of getting some valuable treasure loot. Now I'm going to use an auto clicker, and I'm going to show you the settings that I use. The auto clicker that I use is called OP Auto Clicker 3.0. And here are the settings that I use. I like to use a delay of 1500 milliseconds, which means that it's just going to wait 1.5 seconds between mouse click. And the reason for that delay is because if you click too soon after casting, then you're not going to give the trap door enough time to come down so that you can click on it. And so you need a big enough delay. You don't have to worry about it being too long, because when you do catch something, you've got like 10 or 15 seconds to reel it in. So you've got plenty of time. And so if I go back to the game, I'll just point this thing at the bottom where the trap door is going to be. I'll press F6. And now the auto clicker is running. I'm not touching the mouse or keyboard. This thing's just going on its own. Eventually we'll catch something, it will go into the chest, it will cast again, and this thing will just keep going. And since we're down in this little cave under the house, we're going to be safe from any spawns or mobs. And so I can just walk away at this point. I can go hang out with the family, play games, take a nap, eat lunch, doesn't matter. Come back, and later I'll have a chest full of all sorts of wonderful treasure and prizes. Now I'm going to let this run for a while and see if I can get a better fishing rod, because once I can get a better fishing rod, then I'll start getting better loot. And what I'm really after here is a good enchanted bow, or a couple of good enchanted bows that I can combine into one really good enchanted bow. So I'm going to leave this thing running for a while, and we'll see what I get. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Between episodes, I'm going to go ahead and leave the AFK fish farm running, and we'll see if I can get some better fishing poles and really a really good bow that will help us during the dragon fight. So at the beginning of the next episode, I will show you how my AFK fishing turned out, and then we are finally going to go take on the dragon. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're enjoying the series. If you enjoyed this, please like the video as it helps me out. And if you're enjoying the series, please subscribe so that you get notified of future episodes as they come out. Thanks y'all, and have a great day.